Time for a little update. It's Thursday the 2nd of October and I haven't done any YouTubing for a while now. I haven't been anywhere apart. I popped to Wales actually for a week over my birthday, but I was still pretty ill then, so I didn't go anywhere or go on the railway trip that we had planned. And this is what happened. So 17th of August was when I ended up in hospital. That's when I collapsed, and blood pressure was all over the place. And yeah, anyway, got back out of hospital following day, done a COVID test, tested positive for COVID. So spent a couple of weeks off work. Wasn't feeling too good at all, to be honest with you. Although the COVID symptoms were mild when it comes to sore throats and coughing and breathing, all of that didn't really affect me. What affected me was the fatigue. I was very, very, very fatigued. So anyway, I was fighting the fatigue. My blood pressure was through the roof. I was feeling terrible. I was laid up for a good amount of time. Yeah, the blood pressure was through the roof. Medication wasn't really helping. I was eating and drinking okay, but I was just feeling so bad. The only way I can explain it was like a really bad head pressure and like tingling down my arms, you know, like pins and needles, that sort of thing. I kept going backwards and forwards to the doctors because I felt that this weren't right. You know, I didn't think that was a symptom of COVID or high blood pressure. So anyway, I had all that time off, had time off in Wales, didn't do anything, spent a week pretty much laid up in Wales, come back, had another week off work, finally went back to work, but still weren't feeling right. Blood pressure was still high. Yeah, it was hovering. I think it's stage 2 hypertension, you know, the higher end. It wasn't very good at all. I was feeling rough, but not continuously. I was getting out, I was working, but then all of a sudden I would have this intense, how can I put it, it's like a pressure in my head and tingling down my arms again. Real strange feeling, but it also filled me with fear. It was like I was completely terrified, you know, and I had to get away. Didn't matter where I was, whether I was cutting a bowling green or watching telly at home or sitting in the van, whatever it was, I needed to get away. I was absolutely petrified of what was going on. So a couple more visits to the doctors. Right, so yeah, I went to the doctors a couple of times. They said it might have been a build-up of adrenaline or something to do with fear. I was thinking about my blood pressure too much, and then all the adrenaline was coming out and giving me like a sensory overload. That was what they said to me first. Right, it's getting a bit dark outside and you won't be able to see me. Anyway, yeah, so I went back to the doctors a couple more times. They've been rejigging my blood pressure medication. I won't go in too much about what they've given me, but they've been rejigging it, hopefully finding something that's going to work for me and bring it down. But it does come down. It does. It's not always high. Sometimes it's right down in the green zone and it's absolutely fine. But every now and then, or a lot of the time, depending on what I'm doing, I will do it when I feel off, and it's through the roof. So anyway, today I got given some more pills to take alongside the pills that I'm already on, and then he started talking about anxiety, which probably makes sense. I've always been a little bit, well, I've always been quite anxious. I think it's been noticed by the people closest to me rather than myself. I've always been a bit fearful, but I didn't realise to how much, to what extent. So that could be what's going on. There could be like some form of anxiety attack happening, or the starts of a panic attack, something like that. But The symptoms are purely pressure in the head and this strange tingling sensation in my hands, and the fear that this thing that I've got to get out. You know, when you're in a difficult situation and you feel like you have to escape it, that's what it feels like. Even though when I'm, like I say, sat in the van just watching TV or being at work just plodding along doing my job, I'll get that overwhelming feeling and I just have to go. Just have to stop stop everything that I'm doing, either walk it off or, I don't know, find a way for it to subside. It doesn't usually last long, but it does make me feel absolutely exhausted after that episode. That's all I can say about it, really. The symptoms are, I don't know, they're just difficult to explain. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, so anyway, that's where we are. So yeah, it's Thursday the 2nd of October. I decided to have Friday off and just come and have a relaxing weekend over at the campsite, and that's all I'm doing at the minute. I'm not going anywhere. I've got no plans to do anything. I'm not visiting any churches or anything like that, not at the minute. I just want to get sorted out. I am walking every day. I've been doing loads of walking at work recently as well, because of some maintenance that we're doing on some bowls greens. So I've been walking about 8 miles a day, I think. And over the weekend, because I'm in the countryside here, I'm going to go for a good walk to keep the exercise going. Apart from that, that's all I've got to report, really. I know it's a short and sweet video, and I hope I can look back on this and see myself get better, and just look upon this as a little blip in my history. But right now, I don't know, I'm in fear of what's going on. You know, it's constantly playing on my mind. I wake up in the morning and it's like I'm waiting for something to happen, and I'm hyper focused on everything that's going on in my body all the time. Heart beating, the breaths that I take, any slight pain, pins and needles, ache, muscle spasm, whatever it is, I can feel it. It's there. You know, I can feel my entire, I'm completely hypersensitive, I think they use to describe that. Sorry that I'm struggling with my words again, and I know I keep going but that's it, innit? It's just raw footage. None of this is planned. It's just me recording a lot of nonsense and putting it on YouTube and seeing if it gets watched. So there we are. That's all I've got to report, as I just said. So I'll leave it here, and hopefully in the future I'll come back with something a little bit more positive.